It's a Squidward to a Squidward video, and I just saw Spider-Man: Far From Home, and it is amazing. And I am talking about the spoilers right now, so go see the movie if you haven't already. All right, now let's begin. So it's right after the events of Endgame. I'm surprised they didn't talk about Thanos. They did say, are the aliens going to come back? But they didn't talk about their leader or the army of heroes that were fighting against them. Like the army of Ravengers, the Wizards, the Wakandans. Were not talking about. And the Asgardians. They were all not talking. I know this is a Spider Man movie. They have to focus on one character at least say Thanos, but they did have one little snippet where they showed the Infinity Gauntlet on an in-flight movie, and that was pretty cool. And I do really like MJ and Peter Parker's relationship. And I know it's a different MJ. I know it's not the MJ. I thought that she was just going to be a different character, and some people were mad that it's not a different character. But I'm fine that it's the same character, except different. It's technically a different character, but the same character at the same time. But it's cool that she found out that he was Spider-Man. But at first, she didn't find out. She was guessing. But then when he went out the projector, she was like, "Holy shoot, you really are Spider-Man." And I think she should have like 100% know that he was Spider-Man, not 69% know he was Spider-Man. And so Nick Fury and Maria Hill bring in Mysterio, and he, of course, is the villain. And we all know that. I've seen multiple comic strips of Mysterio as the villain online. I've never read a single Mysterio comic in my life, so I definitely know. But when they do reveal it, it takes me out. It's like a little bit silly, but it brings me right back when Mysterio traps Spider-Man in this illusion, like in the comics, like on the panels that I've seen. When I ever see Mysterio, when I think of Mysterio, I always see messing around with Spider-Man, getting inside his mind, and that looks straight out of the comics, and I freaking loved it. And it's like guess it. One scene, it's Nick Fury capturing Mysterio, and then gotcha again, and then it was pretty amazing. And there was even a zombie Iron Man. But one more thing about that silly moment where Mysterio reveals himself as villain. I feel like that was like when Mr. Krabs gave Plankton the formula in this episode when they became buddies, and when he reveals like, "Yes, I got it, I got it." Yeah, we all saw that coming, but a little bit part of me thought he was actually gonna be a hero, but all of me knew he was going to be the villain. And it was almost how silly that is. But except Mr. Krabs actually knew that he was the villain. And that's sad that that you don't know much as Mr. Krabs. That's really sad, Spider-Man. But you're still great. And let's talk more about Spider-Man. And he's suffering from PTSD after the tragic loss of his mentor, Tony Stark. And that really is kind of like Uncle Ben. And he is the Uncle Ben of the MCU. And I think that's pretty awesome. Even though they do put Uncle Ben's initials on the briefcase, so what's that? I still say that he died of cancer, and it did not have effect. It had effect in a bad way, but it didn't have effect on his superhero life. Just his normal life that he lost his uncle. And also, I did like that it was outside of America. I love later in the movie where it comes back to New York, but I like that it was outside of school. I like that it was in Prague, it was in Paris. No, not Paris. It was in London. It was in Venice. It was pretty cool to see it, and I really was disappointed that there was no multiverse according to Mysterio. That it was all just a ploy because he was another Syndrome like character, kind of like Aldrich Killing was Syndrome. And then we have another Syndrome type character who was cheated by Tony Stark and made these illusions. But there could possibly be a multiverse thanks to Avengers Endgame because of those timelines that were, pulled apart, because you can't fix that Loki alternate timeline. Yeah. And let's get to the end credit scenes. So it surprised me that J. Jonah Jameson, aka J.K. Simmons, is back in the MCU. It's gonna be like how Deadpool is gonna come back in the MCU, like with Ryan Reynolds, and it's just so cool to see him in the MCU. And there's a big twist. Peter Parker is Spider-Man, is revealed to the whole world, and that tried to kill Mysterio, who was seen as the hero. And they better come to this movie. I don't like when the hero is seen as the villain, but they better own up to this. They better not do a civil war where he asks the devil to wipe all their memories. They better not cop out on it. But I know that the MCU is not going to cop out on it, because if they would cop out on it, then they would have said Tony was not Iron Man in the first movie. And let's get to the other end credit scene. So it's revealed that Nick Fury and Maria Hill were Skrulls the whole time, Ben Mendelsohn's character. And that's... Wait, how did you... You were a pretty good impressioner, Ben Mendelsohn's character. I don't know his name, I'm sorry. But I guess maybe Nick Fury taught him how to be like him, and that was pretty cool. And we get to see Nick Fury on a spaceship, and it's hinting toward the new S.H.I.E.L.D. And I wish that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters, and Daredevil, and Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, well, maybe not Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones could come to the MCU, and Ghost Rider. Why not Ghost Rider? And I just wish that the X-Men and the Fantastic Four were in these end credit scenes, or at least the Baxter Building. Yeah, alright. I hope you guys like this video and comment below if you did. And remember, may the Force and the Squid be with you all. Peace out, guys.